Okay. Politics that will piss you off part, whatever. If you've been paying attention to my little smart-ass political videos over the last year and a half, you would know that India and Russia are somewhat in alliance. And they, being India, are in alliance with the former British Commonwealth, being the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, etc. And they are also in alliance with the United States. They are the great negotiator, they're intermediator between us and Russia. Now everyone's looking at the global powers butt heads over Ukraine. If the Western world were to go to war with Russia over Ukraine, it would be fucking up the last decade and a half of India's hard work to bring them back into the fold, back on the side of the Allies since World War II and the Cold War. China is a fair fight if the Western world chooses to pick it in the next decade. It won't be a fair fight if we allow them to continue to develop their military technology. They will surpass us. In a world rapidly advancing to a stage where all combat is fought by drones and boots on the ground are elite special forces position, well, I don't like where this is going. Again, I have said multiple times I am not a prophet. I am not a guru, I'm not an expert. Hell, I haven't served a day in my life in the military, although it was my dream and my life's aspiration. But I'll say this. If I ever did get into the military, I would never accept a commission. I'd be a grunt for my entire career. I'd be a lifer, but you'd never put me behind a desk. But if you allow me to play armchair general here for a second, here's my personal appraisal of the situation. Russia wants blue water ports, wants to build up its navy. It's currently not getting along with China at all, and if we have a conflict with them, being the Western world, being America, the European Union, and the rest of the Anglo-American Empire's vassals, restricting trade even further with them, first of all, they're going to take away all the natural gas and oil from you. That's going to cripple your economy. We're already fucked with their economy enough. So it's going to make another trade war. We already got one going on with China. Can we maintain two at once? I'm not saying we should blatantly fuck over a NATO country, but what is so wrong with giving a potential ally a blue water port? Half of Ukraine, whether there was a sham election or not, did vote to reunify with Russia. I'm not saying let them completely rebuild the USSR. I'm not a communist. I'm a libertarian. There's a significant difference. But should we hypothetically allow Russian occupation of Ukraine so they have their blue water ports and whatnot? And I'm walking on eggshells here, but they already have troops around the border of Afghanistan, and they are sending ships to an inland sea that borders China in their military training exercises. So, why fuck with the good thing we got going, which is an indirect alliance for India? The line of actual control in India, they are having regular skirmishes and fistfights. All it takes is one idiot to bring a gun, and India can declare war, and the Russians are contractually obliged to help out. Likewise, if we invade, if not we, they invade Taiwan, then Japan has already pledged support in that hypothetical situation, which will bring in the members of the Quad, being India, Australia, Japan, and America. And we're actually canvassing the Vietnamese as a potential fifth ally to the Quad, making it the Pent. But if If that brings in the Quad, brings in India, which therefore if India declares war, mutual defence pact, Russia is again contractually obliged to help out. It's not a fair fight if Russia's on our side. It's a steamroll. Now, a smart play is to combine our navies, give Russia a blue water port so they can do that, and barricade the motherfuckers and starve them out. Starve them to the point of internal revolution, again. Russia doesn't like China. They like them marginally more than they like the West. But they realise that if the West were to fall, they're next on the chopping block. That's why they're rattling sabres at China. If you don't believe me, go to pt4 Global and to China Uncensored. They are much better speakers than me, and they have much more resources and much more sources that they are willing to provide. I don't share my sources until I actually get the skills necessary to code my own website, and that's for personal reasons, because fuck YouTube. But there's my little armchair journal. We turn around, let Russia have their blue water port. Get India to somehow be indirectly dragging Russia into this. Combine our navies, starve the motherfuckers out, then launch a ground invasion to help stabilize the region after a revolution has taken place, to ensure it is a democratic government afterwards. Hell, it doesn't even have to be properly democratic. It could be a puppet state that is run more or less the same way Russia is, with a president and a prime minister, where the president is essentially a dictator for life. I'm okay with that, as long as China, in the end, is no longer a tactical threat. We are at war. It just hasn't been declared yet. There you go, politics that will piss you off.